Love is rarely confessed in words first. It shows itself in the little things, in the silent gestures, and in the moments that slip by almost unnoticed. For many women, the most confusing question in a budding connection is simple. Does he truly care, or am I imagining it? Men aren't always vocal about their feelings. Some hide behind confidence, some behind shyness, and others behind the fear of being too vulnerable too soon. Yet no matter how guarded he tries to be, love has a way of revealing itself, through signals he doesn't even realize he's giving. When a man is secretly in love, his heart speaks a different language. It's not found in grand declarations or flashy moves. It's tucked into the details of how he treats you, how he looks at you, and how he makes you feel. He may not tell you outright that he's falling, but you'll sense it in the way his eyes soften when you enter the room, in the way he remembers things you said weeks ago, or in how his mood subtly shifts when another man captures your attention. These aren't coincidences, they're quiet confessions, the truth slipping through the cracks of his silence. The beauty of these silent signals is that they feel genuine, unfiltered, and real. They come from the subconscious, from the parts of him that can't hide how much you mean. He may fidget when you're around because he cares too much about how he appears. He may laugh at jokes no one else finds funny simply because they came from you. He may go out of his way to help you with the smallest tasks, not because he has to, but because making your life easier gives him joy. As women, it's easy to overlook these signs, or worse, to doubt them. You might wonder if you're reading too much into his behavior, if you're imagining the stolen glances or exaggerating his attention. But the truth is, love leaves fingerprints, soft, invisible traces that show he's holding on to you in ways he doesn't yet have the courage to voice. Recognizing these signs doesn't just give you clarity. It empowers you to see what's really happening beneath the surface. This is why understanding the silent signals matters. Instead of waiting endlessly for words he may never say, you begin to notice the unspoken language of affection, the consistent effort, the thoughtful compliments, the protective instincts, the random messages that appear just because you crossed his mind. These are not accidents. They are the quiet ways his heart is trying to reach yours. So before you doubt yourself, pause and look closer. Love doesn't always knock loudly. Sometimes it whispers, waiting for you to listen. And once you learn to recognize those whispers, you'll see the truth more clearly than ever. When a man is secretly in love, his silence speaks volumes. He remembers small details you mention. He remembers small details you mention. It might seem like a simple gesture, but it carries powerful meaning. When a man is secretly in love, his attention sharpens around you. He notices not only the big things you say, but also the tiny details you may not even remember sharing. Maybe you casually mentioned your favorite coffee order, a childhood memory, or the way you get nervous before presentations. Weeks later, he surprises you by bringing that exact coffee, asking how your meeting went, or repeating back something you told him long ago. These moments show that he's listening closely, holding on to your words because they matter to him. Most people hear, but they don't always listen. Love changes that. When he cares deeply, your words don't just pass through his mind, they stay with him. Remembering details is his way of cherishing pieces of you, even when you're not around. It means he values your thoughts enough to keep them, turning your casual remarks into quiet reminders of how much space you occupy in his heart. This isn't about memory, it's about intention. He chooses to remember because you're important to him. This behavior also reveals effort. Love often hides in the small gestures, and recalling details is one of them. He doesn't need grand declarations or dramatic confessions. Instead, he shows affection through attention. That attention tells you he's invested, that he wants to know you fully, not just on the surface. A man who remembers the little things is a man who's silently weaving you into his world. His memory becomes a mirror of his feelings, proving that he's not just hearing you, he's holding on to you. He finds excuses to spend time near you. He finds excuses to spend time near you. Love often shows itself in the quiet choices a person makes, and one of the clearest signs is when he always seems to be around. Maybe he shows up at places you frequent, offers to help with small tasks, or suddenly becomes interested in things you enjoy. These aren't coincidences. They're intentional moves to create moments with you without admitting his feelings outright. When a man is secretly in love, his desire to be close outweighs his need to play it cool. Proximity becomes his silent love language. It might look like him volunteering to run errands with you even if he doesn't need to go. Or perhaps he lingers longer after conversations, finding reasons not to leave. He may casually suggest grabbing lunch, walking you home, or working on a project together. None of these gestures may seem bold on their own, but together they paint a clear picture. He's seeking closeness, not because it's convenient, but because your presence makes him feel alive. Being near you gives him comfort, joy, and a sense of belonging he can't easily put into words. This behavior is more than just friendship. A man who's secretly in love prioritizes your time, sometimes even above his own commitments. He bends his schedule, adjusts his plans, and carves out space just to share an hour with you. Even if he doesn't confess his emotions, his actions reveal what his words cannot. Every excuse to be near you is a silent admission that your company matters more than anything else in that moment. It's his heart's way of saying, "I can't stay away." His body language mirrors yours. His body language mirrors yours. This is one of the most unconscious yet powerful signals of hidden affection. When a man is secretly in love, his body naturally synchronizes with yours. If you lean in, he leans in. If you cross your legs, he does the same a few seconds later. If you gesture with your hands while speaking, he unconsciously mirrors the movement. This is not imitation meant to mock you. It's his subconscious, aligning with you, reflecting his desire for connection and harmony. Psychologists call it mirroring, and it often happens when someone feels deeply attracted or emotionally invested. You might notice it in subtle ways. Perhaps when you take a sip of water, he does too. When you smile, his expression softens, without him realizing it. If you shift your posture, he soon adjusts to match it. These are not rehearsed actions. They're instinctive, driven by his emotions. His body is essentially saying, "I'm in tune with you. I want to be close, not just in space but in energy." Love has a way of making two people move like they're in rhythm with each other, and body language becomes the music. This behavior also creates comfort. By mirroring you, he signals agreement, understanding, and openness. It's his way of closing the distance without words, showing that he's not only paying attention but aligning himself with you emotionally. Even if he hides his feelings in conversation, his body betrays the truth. The harmony in his movements is a silent confession. He feels connected to you, drawn to you, and in sync with your presence. His body language, even without words, reveals what his heart is too afraid to admit. He gets nervous or fidgety around you. He gets nervous or fidgety around you. Love has a way of unsettling even the most confident men. A man who is secretly in love may appear calm and collected in most situations, but when you're near, his composure slips. His hands might fidget with a pen, his foot taps unconsciously, or he keeps adjusting his shirt or hair. He may stumble over words, laugh at the wrong moments, or pause longer than usual before speaking. These nervous gestures are not signs of disinterest. They are the silent proof that your presence makes his heart race. Nervousness often comes from caring too much about how he appears in front of you. He doesn't want to say the wrong thing, make a mistake, or reveal too much too soon. The pressure to impress you creates a tension he can't fully control, and it leaks out through small, restless movements. While he may wish he appeared smooth, his nerves are actually a giveaway that your opinion matters to him more than anyone else's. You might notice that he seems more composed around others, but when it's just the two of you, he becomes restless, almost boyish in his energy. He might laugh more than usual, look away quickly when caught staring, or clear his throat repeatedly. These behaviors show that he's caught between wanting to hide his feelings and wanting to express them. His body betrays the storm inside, his chest, and that storm is you. The truth is, nervousness around you is not weakness, it's affection. It means your presence holds weight, that your words and reactions matter enough to unsettle him. His fidgeting is not random. It's a silent language of love, one that says, "You mean more to me than I can say out loud." 5. He looks at you when he thinks you're not noticing. He looks at you when he thinks you're not noticing. This is one of the most tender and revealing signals of hidden love. A man who is secretly in love may not always have the courage to say it out loud, but his eyes often tell the story his lips won't. When he believes you're distracted, checking your phone, talking to someone else, or simply lost in thought, his gaze lingers. He studies the way you smile, the way you move, the little expressions that make you uniquely you. These stolen glances are his way of soaking you in, capturing moments he's too shy to claim openly. The beauty of these looks is in their sincerity. Unlike direct stares that can be intentional, the ones he sneaks when you're not watching are unfiltered. They happen because he can't help himself. His heart pulls his eyes toward you, almost as if checking to make sure you're still there. Still real, still within reach. When you catch him in the act, he may quickly look away, pretending to focus on something else. That quick shift, that sudden nervousness, is another silent confession that he's feeling more than he lets on. These quiet observations are also a form of connection. Even without words, his gaze builds intimacy. He wants to memorize you, to hold on to the details others might overlook. The way you tuck your hair back, the sparkle in your eyes when you laugh, the softness in your face when you're lost in thought. To him, every glance is a reminder of how deeply he cares. When a man looks at you in secret, it isn't just admiration, it's affection he's not ready to reveal. His eyes whisper the truth. You are on his mind, even in silence, even when he thinks you don't notice. He goes out of his way to help you. He goes out of his way to help you. Love often reveals itself in actions more than words, and one of the clearest signs is when a man shows up for you in ways he doesn't for others. Maybe you casually mention a small problem, and before you know it, he's offering solutions or stepping in to fix it. Perhaps your car needs a jump start, you're struggling with heavy bags, or you're overwhelmed with work. He finds a reason to be there, even if it means rearranging his own schedule. This willingness to help, even when it's inconvenient, is not just kindness, it's care born out of affection. When a man is secretly in love, your comfort becomes his quiet priority. He looks for chances to ease your burdens, not because he has to, but because making your life easier brings him joy. Helping you gives him a sense of purpose, a way to show you how much you mean without openly confessing it. While others might offer help out of politeness, he goes further. He notices what you need before you even ask and steps in with genuine eagerness. You might notice the little ways he shows this. Offering to pick something up for you, staying late to assist, checking in to make sure you're okay, all these acts speak louder than anything he could say. Even if he hides his feelings, his actions reveal that your happiness matters to him more than his convenience. This kind of effort is rare. It requires selflessness, patience, and an emotional investment. He doesn't give just anyone. Every time he helps you, he's silently saying, "You're important to me." His love lives in these gestures, woven into every favor, every act of support, every moment he chooses you over ease. He laughs at your jokes, even the small ones. He laughs at your jokes, even the small ones. Humor has a special way of connecting people, but when a man is secretly in love, his laughter takes on a different meaning. Even the simplest joke, the lightest remark, or the playful comment you make seems to spark a smile from him. Sometimes your joke isn't even that funny, yet he laughs anyway, not because of the words but because of the person saying them. His laughter becomes less about the joke itself and more about showing you that he enjoys your presence. This kind of reaction is rooted in affection. When someone cares deeply, they naturally become more receptive to the other's energy. Your sense of humor, no matter how subtle, feels charming to him because it's tied to you. He finds joy in your joy, and laughter becomes his way of participating in it. Even in group settings, his response to you stands out. Others may smile politely, but he laughs wholeheartedly, eager to encourage you and make you feel validated. His laughter also creates connection. It breaks down walls, eases tension, and makes you feel closer without a single word about love being spoken. For him, it's a safe way to show affection. He might not be ready to say what's in his heart, but his laughter tells you, "I love the way you make me feel." It's his way of saying that your presence brightens his world. Even the smallest giggle, the softest chuckle, is a reflection of how much he treasures your personality. When a man laughs at your jokes so consistently, it's not about politeness, it's about admiration. His laughter is his confession, tucked inside every sound. He's falling for you, even if he's too afraid to say it. He gets protective in subtle ways. He gets protective in subtle ways. A man who is secretly in love may not always declare his feelings out loud, but his protective instincts reveal what his heart is trying to hide. This protection doesn't always look like grand gestures or dramatic rescues. It often shows up quietly in the little things he does to keep you safe and comfortable. He might walk you to your car at night, position himself on the side of the sidewalk closest to traffic, or check in to make sure you got home safely. These acts may seem small, but they speak volumes about how much he cares. Protectiveness is rooted in care and attentiveness. He notices when you seem uneasy in a room, and he'll move closer to give you a sense of security. If someone interrupts you or makes you uncomfortable, he steps in with subtle authority, redirecting the situation without making a scene. When you're stressed, he offers reassurance, not always with words, but with presence, the kind that makes you feel less alone. His protective actions aren't about control. They're about ensuring you feel valued and safe. This instinct also reveals itself in his attention to detail. If you're cold, he'll offer his jacket. If you're tired, he'll suggest resting or take over a task so you don't have to. If you're walking in a crowded place, he'll guide you gently through, making sure you're not overwhelmed. Each gesture, no matter how subtle, is fueled by affection. He doesn't need recognition for it. He does it naturally, because your well-being matters deeply to him. When a man shows protectiveness in these quiet, thoughtful ways, it's his love speaking without words. He may not say, "I love you," but every protective glance, every thoughtful action, is his heart admitting the truth. You mean more to him than he dares to reveal. He teases you more than others. He teases you more than others. Playful teasing is one of the oldest love languages, and when a man is secretly in love, it becomes his subtle way of showing affection while hiding behind humor. He might poke fun at the way you always order the same drink, gently joke about how seriously you take a TV show, or give you a light-hearted nickname that no one else has. This teasing isn't meant to hurt or embarrass you. It's his way of creating intimacy, of drawing a line between the way he treats you and the way he treats everyone else. Teasing creates a private world that only the two of you share. It sets you apart in his interactions, showing that he feels comfortable enough to play with you, yet careful enough not to cross into cruelty. His jokes are usually paired with a smile, a soft look, or laughter that makes it clear his intention is to connect, not criticize. The fact that he teases you more often than others reveals that you hold a special place in his heart, one that gives him the courage to risk being silly, vulnerable, or openly playful with you. This behavior also hides a deeper truth. Teasing allows him to test boundaries. By joking with you, he gauges your reactions, watching to see if you laugh, blush, or lean into the moment. It gives him a way to build closeness without making a direct confession. Each playful comment is both a shield and a signal, protecting him from rejection while letting you glimpse the affection he's too shy to say aloud. When he teases you more than others, it's not random, it's personal. It's his way of saying, "You matter to me. You're different. With you, I can let down my guard." And hidden inside the laughter is the truth. He's falling for you, even if he pretends it's all just a joke. 10. He tries to impress you without being obvious. He tries to impress you without being obvious. A man who is secretly in love often looks for ways to stand out in your eyes, but he does it carefully, so it doesn't seem too intentional. He may casually mention an accomplishment, subtly highlight his skills, or find opportunities to show you what he's good at. Maybe he fixes something quickly in front of you, talks about his work in a way that hints at his success, or joins in a conversation where he can shine. These efforts may look effortless on the surface, but beneath them lies a quiet desire. He wants you to notice him, to see his worth, and to admire the parts of him he's proud of. This kind of impression-making is different from arrogance. He isn't boasting loudly or seeking validation from everyone. His attention is directed toward you. He chooses his moments carefully, weaving small displays of strength, intelligence, or charm into your interactions. If he knows you like a certain subject, he might bring it up to show he's knowledgeable. If you mention needing help, he'll jump in, eager to demonstrate his capability. Each act is his way of saying, "Look at me, I want to be someone you value," without saying the words outright. What makes this behavior powerful is the subtlety. He doesn't want you to think he's trying too hard, but he also can't resist the urge to impress you. He balances between confidence and humility, revealing just enough to catch your attention. This fine line shows that he's invested in how you see him, and your opinion matters more than he'll admit. His quiet efforts, the little ways he tries to stand taller in your presence, are his silent love notes. They say what his voice cannot. I want to be worthy of you. 11. He listens carefully when you talk. He listens carefully when you talk. Many people hear words, but not everyone truly listens. When a man is secretly in love, his attention to your voice, your thoughts, and your stories becomes sharper than usual. He doesn't just nod along. He leans in, makes eye contact, and reacts to the little things you say. You'll notice he remembers conversations others might forget, like a random story from your childhood, a stressful day at work, or the name of a friend you only mentioned once. His listening is intentional, and it reveals that your words hold weight in his heart. Listening carefully is a form of respect, but in love, it's also a form of devotion. He values your opinions, not just because he wants to respond politely, but because he genuinely cares about how you see the world. Even if the topic doesn't interest him much, he'll stay engaged, asking questions and giving you space to express yourself. For him, your voice is not background noise, it's something he treasures. This kind of attention also builds connection. When he listens so closely, you feel understood and seen in ways that go beyond casual conversation. His silence isn't empty. It's filled with focus, patience, and admiration. He's not waiting for his turn to talk. He's giving you his presence. And that presence, consistent and unwavering, becomes one of the clearest signals of hidden love. Love often hides in the details. The way he remembers, the way he reacts, the way he recalls something you said weeks later. It all shows that your words matter to him. A man who listens carefully is showing you more than politeness. He's revealing his heart through attention, proving with every moment of focus that he's not just hearing you, he's holding on to you. He shows jealousy in small, hidden ways. He shows jealousy in small, hidden ways. A man who is secretly in love may not declare his feelings openly, but his emotions slip through in subtle flashes when he senses competition for your attention. It's rarely dramatic or obvious. Instead, it appears in little changes in his behavior. Perhaps his tone shifts when you talk about another guy, even if it's casual. He might grow quieter, withdraw slightly, or make a joking remark that carries an edge of truth. Sometimes he'll ask curious questions about the person, pretending it's lighthearted, while underneath he's carefully measuring his place in your life. These moments of jealousy are not about control. They're about care. They reveal how much your attention matters to him, how deeply he fears losing a space he hasn't even claimed yet. Because his feelings are unspoken, jealousy becomes one of the few ways his emotions escape. He may try to mask it with humor or indifference, but the small cracks give him away. His sudden need to prove himself, his eagerness to pull the focus back to your connection, or his subtle efforts to shift the conversation away from others. You might notice his body language betray him too. Maybe he stiffens slightly, avoids eye contact, or tries a little harder to make you laugh when another man is around. These aren't acts of malice, they're acts of vulnerability. His jealousy, though hidden, is a quiet confession that he wants to be the one who matters most to you. Love has a way of showing itself in places words can't reach. In those small, fleeting signs of jealousy, his heart is speaking the truth he's too afraid to say. He longs for your attention, your affection, and your love, exclusively. Sure. He compliments you in unique, personal ways, He compliments you in unique, personal ways. A man who is secretly in love doesn't limit his admiration to the obvious. Sure, he may notice if you look beautiful in a dress, or if your hair is styled differently, but his words go beyond surface-level flattery. He notices things others overlook: how your laugh lights up a room, how passionate you are when you talk about something you love, or how kind you are in moments when no one else is paying attention. His compliments are thoughtful, specific, and tailored to you, proving that he's been observing closely and cherishing the little things that make you who you are. These unique compliments feel different because they come from a place of genuine care. Instead of the generic, "You look nice," he says things like, "I love the way you explain things. You make everything sound interesting." Or, "You have this calming energy that makes people feel safe." Such remarks show that he values not just your appearance, but your character, your personality, and your essence. He sees you as a whole person, and his words are a reflection of how deeply he's paying attention. His compliments also carry vulnerability. By highlighting things that are deeply personal, he risks revealing his feelings. To cover that, he might deliver them casually, as if they're just observations. But the truth is, every unique compliment is a confession wrapped in disguise. He's telling you what he loves about you without using the word love. When a man goes out of his way to notice and voice what makes you special, it's his heart speaking softly. Each compliment is a window into his emotions, showing that you're not just someone he likes to look at, you're someone he admires, deeply, inside and out. Brain. He reaches out with random texts or calls. When a man is secretly in love, he often looks for reasons, big or small, to connect with you. These messages or calls don't always carry weighty conversations. Sometimes they're as simple as, "Did you see that show last night?" Or, "I just passed by that cafe you like." On the surface, they may seem casual, but underneath lies a deeper truth. You're on his mind. Reaching out randomly is his way of keeping himself present in your world, even when there's no real reason to. These gestures reveal effort. He isn't contacting you out of obligation or necessity. He's doing it because hearing from you, even for a moment, brings him joy. A random text in the middle of a busy day is his way of saying, "I was thinking about you," without having to admit it outright. It's also a safe method of testing the waters. By initiating small conversations, he gauges your responses and builds connection without putting his feelings fully at risk. You may notice that his timing feels unpredictable yet consistent. He pops up when something reminds him of you, when he wants to share a laugh, or simply when silence feels too long. Unlike others who text only when they need something, his outreach often has no agenda. It's just about closeness. These small interruptions in your day are actually love's fingerprints. Every time he sends a message out of the blue, he's letting you know you matter enough to cross his mind in ordinary moments. A random call isn't random at all. It's intentional, driven by affection he hasn't yet spoken aloud. In every ping, buzz, or ring, his heart is saying, "I can't help but reach for you." 15. He remembers important dates without being reminded. This is one of the clearest signs that a man is secretly in love. Most people need prompts, calendars, or hints to recall birthdays, anniversaries, or milestones. But when his heart is invested, he doesn't wait for reminders. He already has those dates marked in his memory. He recalls the day you landed your dream job, the anniversary of when you met, or even the exact date of something small you mentioned in passing. These moments stay with him because they're tied to you, and you matter enough for him to carry them in his thoughts. Remembering dates shows intentionality. He's not just paying attention, he's prioritizing you. It proves that your happiness is important to him, because by acknowledging those moments, he's showing that he values what's significant in your life. When he sends a thoughtful message, surprises you with a small gesture, or simply acknowledges the day without being prompted, he's quietly declaring, "I care, I'm invested, I remember because you matter." This behavior separates him from someone who's only casually interested. A man who isn't serious will often forget, dismiss, or overlook these details. But the one who loves you secretly can't help but hold on to them. They're stored in his heart, resurfacing when the date arrives, because his emotions are tied to your experiences. These remembered dates become his way of loving you without saying the words outright. Every happy birthday, every congrats on your anniversary at work, every I know this day is important to you, is layered with unspoken affection. By remembering, he's telling you you're unforgettable. His memory is his love in action, a quiet but powerful confession that you're far more than just another person in his life. You're someone he cherishes deeply,